up, everybody, and welcome to another exciting installment of the Power Hour, the Hour of Power with Jimmy Conrad. I'm Jimmy Conrad, and I'm very excited to be here with you guys. It has been a few days. I've been off the internet. I went to a non-Wi-Fi wilderness and got lost in nature. And it was good, right? I feel like you need to do that. You need to find that balance in your life. But it was also maybe one day too long where I thought, God, I'm feeling the itch, the pang. I want to know what's going on in the world. Somebody tell me. I came back. I didn't even know that Bayern Munich won the DFB Pokal. I had to ask. Mike K, Monty, Hudson, Chike, they can all attest to this. Anyway, how are you guys? I just saw that Christian Pulisic, our Lord and Savior, our American Lord and Savior, that is, our real Lord and Savior, Andrea Pirlo, is right behind us. Yes, he scored an absolute banger. And I just tweeted, in case you're not watching my Twitter account at the same time that you're watching me stream live on Twitch, that if he keeps up this pace, we're going to win the 2026 World Cup without any issues. Okay? It's going to be awesome. I'm here for it. Very excited. So we got a great show for you guys today. So we got Nico Cantor, who is going to come on. He is the son of the very famous Andres Cantor, who goes, goal! Well, his son is killing it, doing great things as a journalist and doing his own thing. And he's inside the MLS bubble. So we're going to get a firsthand take of what it's like to be inside the bubble. But he's joining us a little bit late because, I don't know if you guys know this or not, Dallas had to drop out because they had 10, maybe even more than 10 people test for COVID. So they're out. Nashville has 5 players that are tested. They postponed that game. I don't know what's happening. So looking forward to speaking to him about that. And then we're going to have Rafael Hernandez come on, super informed journalist about Barcelona in particular. He'll be on the second half of the show. We're going to have a halftime show, like always. The Orange Boys are joining us. Let's get those orange slice emotes out. We got a lot of emotes coming. We should probably have a poll, too, about what new emotes that we need, because I feel like some of the emotes we have we're in the past, and now we need to look forward. Also, I want to give a shout-out to everybody watching on YouTube, because we post this later. What's up, everybody? I'll be back soon. Going to do some recaps of my predictions for some of the top leagues. And we have some other ideas, too. We just have to formulate those and actually execute. But I was gone, as I said. I was in the non-Wi-Fi wilderness. Okay, you got to give me a breather. You got to give us a break. We need to rest sometimes. After this, though, after the show, we're going to have the Arsenal versus Leicester watch-along. We have a full week of watch-alongs. I'll put up that schedule in a little while, or go find it on my social media so you guys know when to hop in and hang out. Conradinho and chill, as they'd like to say. All right. Before we get to Nico, though, it's time to do a little good news, bad news, right? Because there's a lot to talk about. So let me get to this really fancy intro. Check it out.
Good news, bad news.
Okay, so good news. Sergio Ramos is an absolute beast. The man, the myth, and arguably the legend, who has won every trophy imaginable. Since the break, or the restart after the pandemic, he leads La Liga in goals. Penalties, schmenalties, whatever. He's still hitting the back of the net. He's scoring big goals when his team needs it. Okay? He's a leader. He's a winner. And he knows how to hurt people and make it look like an accident. It's one of his skills. You got to appreciate it. You got to love it. Okay? So, also, I think Real Madrid now, because Barcelona's fallen apart, and again, we're going to have Rafael Hernandez come on and talk a little bit about what's happening there and the solutions to what Barcelona needs to do to get kind of back to where they were. They just seem all over the place at the moment, whereas Madrid seem to they got their shit together, and you got to respect it. They got their mierda together. So I think they're going to go on to win the league. Again, it just epitomizes the cool and calm that I think Zidane brings to the team. I don't know what you guys are saying in the chat. What's up, Daddy Smack? Trading for Stoners. What's up, everybody? Sorry, I got a little sidetracked there. What do you guys think? Real Madrid, think they're going to go on to win the league? I think you know that they are at this point. It's going to take, even though Barcelona looked pretty good over the weekend, I saw the highlights. You just don't know for sure. But what I do want to bring to your attention is that this is the best defense that Real Madrid has had in 32 years. They're absolutely killing it. And I know they're getting a lot of heat from me too. I make some jokes about Real Vardrid, right? The VAR's on their side. But another myth and another legend, Diego Simeone, manager of Atletico Madrid, said this about VAR. He said, VAR is fair with everyone. maybe he's being sarcastic. Can you tell when Simeone's being sarcastic? He said if they get more penalties, it's because they attack more. So you have to respect that mentality a little bit, right? Because you're putting the players are obviously putting themselves in positions to make plays and to be in the attacking third, which is obviously very important. I want to give a shout out to Courtois. He's had the most clean sheets in Europe, and he's conceded the least amount of goals as well. So a hat tip to them. Yeah, hold on. There's a comment that Monty's like, you have to talk. Daddy Smack says Real's going to win the league because of the refs and VAR. you know what? I just addressed that. If Diego Simeone says that VAR is fair with everyone, can we believe? God, I really feel like he's just taking the piss. I really feel like Simeone's taking the piss. I don't know. So that's something we're going to have to talk about. Now we're going to get over to some bad news here really quick. And this one's important because I just saw that Nico has gotten on, and that's awesome. But before we bring him on, let's talk about FC Dallas. They have 10 players that have tested positive for COVID. They got sent home from the tournament. Now, from what I've heard, and Nico will ultimately come on and confirm or deny, I guess at this point, was that I think MLS wanted them to stay and work through it, just quarantine there in Orlando, and then hopefully they could work through it, and maybe there were some false positives or whatever it may be. But it was the other players that were on other teams that were a little bit reluctant to, why are we letting these guys stick around if there are so many positives? We don't want that in the hotel that they're all sharing, even though they're on different floors. There's recycled air, right? So interesting. So bad news for FC Dallas. They got sent home. They were one of my, let's say, dark horses to win this MLS Is Back tournament. And now I don't know what they do. They just go back, and what do they do? I don't know. Decisions. All right, so before we bring on Nico, because I got to get him lined up really quick with all my shots, all my fancy stuff. I want to know what you guys think in particular about this MLS Back Is tournament. Are you guys in on it? Do you think at this point they should cancel it? Let us know in the chat, and then Nico and I can address some of that. Or if you have any questions for Nico, please send them our way so we can get into it. Because I was on the Benny Feilhaber podcast, the BSI podcast with Sal Zizzo and Ike Apara, and we talked about it last night, and we really couldn't come to what do you do now kind of conclusion to it. Do you just go forward with it? I don't know. So it was interesting because there was no really easy answer. There's no easy solution to this point. Obviously, MLS has committed a lot of money to, get this going. And I know they're going to try to produce it in a way that we've never seen a soccer game before. So I'm actually really excited about that in particular. But still, I don't know. So now it's a great honor to bring in somebody who's inside the bubble. He's in Orlando. Nico Cantor, what's up, my man? How are you? It is so very good to see you.
Jimmy, how are you, my man? Following everything you do, and it's finally great to be on your show. How you doing?
Oh, well, listen, the dream has been realized. I've been wanting to get you on the show. I know that you're busy in Orlando, or at least trying to survive. You look like you're comfortable. You look healthy, I guess is the best way to say it. How are you doing in Orlando, first and foremost?
Yeah, I'm doing great, Jimmy. I think a lot of the negative stuff is being amplified much more than the positive stuff. I think there's a natural concern, right? A natural human concern about what's going on. I don't think a lot of us have been this close to COVID. But I think if everything keeps on being respected, I'm talking about the protocols and the social distancing. I got to wear my mask wherever I am. I can't come within 6 feet of players, and it's on all of us, right, to keep this bubble intact. And hopefully we can get some soccer starting tomorrow.
Okay, so I'm excited about tomorrow. We're going to stream the first game, Orlando versus Inter, and that'll be a lot of fun. Do you feel like the players at this point are ready to get this thing going, or do you feel like they're just super anxious and want it to just end as soon as possible? Because I feel like there's a distinction there. As a player, it's like excitement versus anxiety, and so I kind of wanted to know what you thought the vibe was in the
Yeah,
bubble.
Jimmy, I think it's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of both for everybody, including myself. I couldn't do sports journalism for 3 months, and then this opportunity came up, and of course, there's a risk. I'm not married. I don't have kids. So obviously for me it's a little bit selfish that I can just go and come here and do it for myself. But obviously, again, from a natural human perspective, I think a lot of players with families and stuff like that might have a bit of concern of how all this is going to play out. Nonetheless, I do think the players are committed to getting this done. I spoke to Maxi Morales, who has 2 kids, a wife back in New York. I mean, they were living in the hotspot of COVID, and now they're coming here to Florida. And aside from all of that, he's here and he's going to play. And when it comes time to play, I told him, I asked him, how do you manage those type of things? And obviously he says, once we're on the field, I think just like in any problem in our lives, soccer's the way to kind of like put that aside. And yeah, and when the ball starts rolling, it'll be a whole nother context.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I think everybody's ready for these games to start. Probably MLS in particular, because they need the narrative to be about something other than how bad the hotel is or snakes, the food, faucets are all over the place. And when I was on the podcast yesterday, we were talking about how that's just kind of normal road trip stuff. As you say,
Yeah.
things are being amplified because there is a concern about maybe rushing back into sports. And there's one particular comment from Reds Rebels who says, I think all American sports are rushing in currently. But we have learned from other leagues. Bundesliga led the way, and then you have the Premier League and La Liga following suit, the NWSL, of course, too, where there was enough lessons there and enough things to see and protocols in place where MLS could have maybe done a little bit better. And now we're walking into FC Dallas, who are now have to leave the tournament because of so many positive tests. Now, as I said before you came on, I thought that a lot of the reason why they got sent home was because a lot of the other players on other teams didn't want them to be around anymore. Is that true, or is there something different? Oh, it looks like we lost Nico. I didn't even see him gone. I was so into my question. Oh man, I'm so sad now. Nico disappeared. Okay, hopefully he'll come back and we'll get him sorted out. So that's my big question. So I'll get to what you guys are saying in the chat here. Wags, I live in Dallas. The year I was finally going to get to go to FC Dallas, they go and screw the pooch. That's one way to say it. They definitely screwed the pooch. I mean, there's a lot there that I don't understand. Did they pick up COVID before they left? Was it very similar to the Orlando Pride and NWSL, where they attracted it by maybe doing some, I don't say unsavory behavior, but not making good choices for the benefit of the whole team because they wanted to go to a bar and just be normal, right? Or whatever the new normal is going to be. So, yeah, I don't know. That's a big question there. And then Scon says, I'm excited for it, but I'm more concerned about player safety and health. Trojan Star, what's up, says there are pros and cons about hosting this tournament, but I'm all for it. All right, let me get back to and see what happened to Nico really quick, because it looks like I lost him and then he's gone. And my rendezvous, which is like my little thing here through Wirecast, which I'm very excited about, decided not to be friendly today. So let me get that up again. And I don't see any of you guys. Monty, if you can hear me right now, I cannot see any of you guys, which is an absolute shame. So while we work through that, yeah, I should probably do that. All right. Well, let me disconnect with those guys really quick, and we'll reconnect, and we'll get you guys going. All right. So let me do this good stuff, and we'll get everybody back on. I appreciate your patience, and I'll get those guys back on really quick. A lot of troubleshooting here. I'm by myself. You guys got to give me a break. I'm all by myself, and it hurts my feelings, and I'm all by myself. All right, let me get these guys going again. then we'll get back to you guys' questions. It's interesting, though. The whole thing, I want it to work, too. I hope nothing happens with everybody else. But, yeah, it's really, really interesting what they're going to do and how they're going to do it. I will say, as I mentioned to Nico, they are going to produce these games on television and try things that have never been tried before, and I really want to see that in particular. So that's something I'm very excited about seeing, but obviously not at the detriment of people's healths and decisions that they're making. So that's the big one for me. All right. Okay, sorry about that. Getting all reset with all my guys so we can get Nico back on and to do our thing. I don't know what happened there, but my computer has been a little shaky. Well, while we wait for Nico to get back on, let's jump back into some good news, right? We already talked about Real Madrid. Sergio Ramos, absolute beast. Now, let's talk a little bit about this man in particular. I think you know who he is. Jamie Vardy has scored 100 goals, 100 goals in the Premier League. I think it's an incredible story. Obviously, he's a player that was fighting in the lower divisions for a long time, maybe on the precipice of giving up the game, right? Was just playing to play, as one does, because we love to lace him up and get after it. But he became the 29th player and only the 4th Leicester player to hit that 100-goal mark. He didn't make his EPL debut till he was 27, which speaks to his, let's say, productivity. It says in 2012 he was playing for Fleetwood Town in the conference, and now he has a winner's medal and has 100 goals in the EPL. I mean, what do you think about Jamie Vardy's career? He's a bit of a late bloomer. He turns 30 next Monday. But only Ian Wright has scored 100 EPL goals after making his debut at an older age, 28. I didn't realize Ian Wright started at 28 in the Premier League. Interesting. Good one. So, anyway, that's Jamie Vardy. All right, let's get to some bad news. We'll get out of this a little bit until Nico comes back. All right, we got Nico back. That's amazing. All right, we're going to stay here on the good news with Jamie Vardy. Let me get back to Nico really quick. Hey, there he is, Nico. Sorry about that. Appreciate your patience through this delay. How are you? Welcome
No
back.
worries. Just FYI, the people that said that the Wi-Fi was bad at the hotel, it was not a problem on my end. I just want to clarify that because then people jump to conclusions. I know I gotta toss you to the side, Jimmy. Maybe you gotta get your Wi-Fi checked out a little bit, but I just gotta talk on my behalf on what's going on my end, so people don't jump to the wrong conclusions.
I'm sorry, everybody. I can't hear Nico at the moment. There's a bus that just drove over me. I just got thrown under it by Nico. All right, so Nico,
I had to. I'm sorry, Jimmy.
No,
sorry.
I understand. I'm hoping that Disney Wi-Fi is good. Now, let's get back to. I mean, it's an interesting time, and what do you think? I think the big question is, what is the line before you say we can't do this tournament anymore? How many more people have to get sick? How many more teams have to be infected? The Nashville news just came out. They've got 5 people that are infected, including a possible 4 more. Is it 10?
Yeah.
I mean, Dallas got sent home with 10. Is Nashville now close because they have maybe 9?
Yeah, so TUDN actually reported last night that there were 8 positive cases, and now the league is saying that there's 4 inconclusive tests, which means that there could be up to 9 cases. And we know how rapidly this spreads, how easily contagious it is. And I think what's going on here just speaks to how many unknowns there are with COVID-19, how it spreads, how quickly it spreads, where and when. You know, I'm no epidemiologist, so I can't give you a straight up answer on where is the line. But Dallas did go home, and I think it was the right decision. We spoke with Luchi Gonzalez, Dallas's coach, on Sunday before they were withdrawn from the tournament. And between the lines, it totally sounded like they could not compete. But from what our team at TUDN and Univision has been able to pick up and all the information, it's only logical, right, Jimmy, that Nashville is heading towards that same destiny that Dallas had to face. So where's the line? I don't have that information for you right now. And when do you call it quits if you have to call it quits? Don Garber doubled down with AP, I believe, yesterday. And he said that they can play this tournament. Like you said, I think the best thing about it is that it's starting tomorrow. So I think a lot of the talk is going to shift towards soccer and not towards all this COVID stuff. And it puts me in an uncomfortable position as a sports journalist because I got to snoop around and try to get answers on people's health when they're sick. And usually that's not my job, right? That's usually not what I'm doing. But given the context of all of this, I gotta figure out what teams have COVID, what's the deal, what's happening next, starting with rule changes with the regular season points thing during group stage, groups moving and all that stuff. I mean, you got to think that the MLS right now is diligently trying to figure out a response to how they're going to deal with, from a regulation standpoint, the how this tournament is actually going to be played apart on that, all on top of the health situation, right?
No, it's really interesting. There's I mean, obviously this is an unprecedented time, and people are trying to make choices that are going to benefit everyone, including the people that pay a great deal of money for rights for MLS and the owners and but also the health and safety of the players, and trying to find that win-win situation. I don't envy Commissioner Garber for the situation that he's in. I don't envy the players union, Bob Foose, who's running that, as they try to figure out, and find that balance, because I think now that's what everybody's
so
trying to
tough.
It's
so tough, Jimmy. I don't think there's a perfect balance. There's going to be stuff. There is going to be that imbalance, and on air, I'm trying to find the right wording to phrase that. It's in everybody's best interest to keep on playing this tournament, but at the same time, that's like the people that say, "Hey, just open everything up," right? It's like there's a connotation that people's health is less important than everybody's best interest. But when I say best interest, it's obviously from a health perspective. And I think you got to find that right balance. So I think that's what the league is dealing with. And it's such a delicate issue, and there's so much to unpack. And us that we're on this side trying to analyze everything that's going on, it's very difficult to read exactly the fine lines of everything, every decision that's being made that ends up having a monumental effect on all of us, and leading to speculation, leading to what can happen, leading to what teams are thinking, what the players are thinking. So it's a delicate situation, and we're trying our best, not only the league, I imagine, but also as journalists here inside the bubble, to juggle with those things.
So, yeah, there's a lot of uncertainty, and you're right. It's so hard to know, because I feel like it's ever changing. My biggest concern, let's say moving forward, is that when this tournament was thought out and put down on paper, this was, maybe 2 months ago? It's been a while, and obviously a lot of things have changed in those 2 months, including what's going to happen now after this tournament. I think perfect world, everybody was like, okay, we're dealing with this first wave of the pandemic. Hopefully it'll subside and be more manageable moving forward. We'll have this tournament. We'll all go to a bubble. We'll try to create some like a fun thing, and we'll put a CONCACAF Champions League place at stake. And then we'll just get back into the regular season. Sure, maybe fans can't go, but we'll have a truncated season. Then we'll have our playoffs, and everything will be great. But I think what we're learning is that there might not be a season after this tournament because of this second wave, because we can't control the uncontrollable at the moment. And now that thought 2 months ago about how this is all going to play out is so. Anyway, that's a really long way of me saying, if they don't have a regular season and or playoffs or any season after this, people will look back and go, why did we even do it in the first place? I don't want that to happen. I want this to all go off without a hitch. I want, the players to feel good about it, the league to feel good about it, the fans to feel good about it. I want all of that. And I want it to go into a regular season. And I think USL Championship, who is traveling to stadiums and doing very similar to what we see in the Bundesliga and Premier League, maybe they'll be a model in some ways of, okay, that worked or that didn't work. I don't know, though, and I kind of wonder what you think, just now that you're there in Orlando and seeing how things in the landscape are changing. Do you think there will be a season? I know this is still a bit of,
Yeah, I mean, it's speculation. And again, at the end of the day, it's hard to say because we're not Germany and we're not Spain. We're not
right.
England. And I think this goes beyond like the reasoning behind if MLS is going to be able to have a regular season or NFL. I mean, imagine what the headache that the NFL is going through. I think if sports is going to be able to come back, that is a direct representation of the people in power that are doing everything they can to permit a safe restart of sports. I think it happened in a lot of European countries and the protocols were respected. But what's going on in the United States, that this whole virus has become a political tool, I don't think presents the right environment for sports to be played out. At this point, I'm not even just talking about the MLS. I'm talking about any league. But that's my opinion. I'm no specialist in sports management or sports planning or epidemiology, but just from my hunch to see how all this is playing out, I mean, you got to charter everywhere because you don't want your teams being in a commercial airport. Then at the hotels, and I don't know. It's tough times. It is complicated, and I'm not there talking to the people that are planning the travel, that's planning the tickets. It's a huge league. It's an entire country. I mean, Germany is what, the size of Arizona?
Yeah.
Or a little bit bigger? I don't know. Spain is roughly this, like Texas is like 3 times the size of all these countries that came back with soccer. So every country has a different reaction to how they're dealing with sports, and the biggest task is the United States. Not only from a sports perspective, Jimmy, but I think from a political and nationwide health perspective as well. And I can't tell you there's going to be a season once this is all over, because who knows what the country's going to look like. I don't mean to sound pessimistic, but
no, right.
I mean, this is what's going on is crazy. And I've been kind of like, I've tuned out a little bit of what's going on in the outside world because I've been focusing so hardcore on all of this. But it just only seems like the health situation is getting a little bit worse.
Well, Nico, we appreciate your time. I think I said I only need 10 minutes of it. I've asked for 20, 25 at this point. I know you're really busy. I know you're dropping all this breaking news. And so I hope everybody follows you at Nico Cantor 1 on Twitter for everything that you need to know about what's happening. Nico, thank you so much. Continue doing the good work, and hopefully we'll have you on again soon.
Yeah, thanks, Jimmy, and follow at @TUDN USA and at @TUDN MEX for all updates as well.
There you go. Awesome. Thank you, man. Be safe. We want you to be safe and healthy. All right. Enjoy the games.
I will. All right. Thanks, Jimmy.
All right. Thank you. Nico Cantor, everybody. Make sure you give him all of your love. Just go follow the handles he said, and of course he is dropping all the good stuff. He's breaking news before anybody else, and really he's been on top of it, and I can't say enough about his journalistic ability. And when I first met him to where he is now, I mean, the growth has been exponential, and I can only imagine where he's going to go. By 2026, more hosting the World Cup here, it's going to be the Nico Cantor Show, and I'm very excited to just be his friend. Just remember us little people, Nico, on your way out. All right, let's finish a little bit more of the good news, bad news for you guys, and then we'll head into halftime for the Orange Boys. I know they're eager. They're chomping at the bit right now. We should probably have that as an emote, chomping at the bit with the Orange Boys. I just came up with it. All right, so this is a bad news. Okay, we're going to get back into it. Bad news for PSG fans. Are there any PSG fans out there? Do they exist? You know, I think a lot of people think that they're plastic PSG fans. There's some hardcore ones, though. I know a few of them, and they'd be pretty hot at me right now and probably yelling something to some expletives in French. But PSG has allowed Neymar to potentially go back to Barcelona. Yeah, that is some big news. And you think that, okay, if they're going to let Neymar go, maybe they're in that mode where Mbappe is going to go too. I mean, what's the future of PSG? That's what I want to know. I don't know. It's a little crazy at the moment, I think, with regard to that. And I think that it'll be really interesting to see if there's a financial fair play issue there, or if they're just tired of winning Liga, or if they want to make it a little bit more challenging and lose some of their best players. I assume their academy is pretty healthy, so I'm not going to feel all that bad for them. All right, let's get back to some good news. Cristiano Ronaldo. And let me get the fun facts out. I'm sure you guys heard this, but if you haven't, Ronaldo finally scored his I don't know, is this a good news thing? I'm not looking at anybody because nobody can be here, but he finally scored his first free kick after 42 attempts. So hat tip to him for that. Hat tip to him for actually sticking with that hair. I'm just not a fan, I'll be honest. He also became the first player to score 25 league goals for Juventus since 1961. Catenaccio slowing everybody down. I can't believe that. 25 league goals since 1961? Also, he set some other personal and team records. I'm going to list them now. He's the first player, as I said, he's the first player to score 25 goals in Serie A, La Liga, and the Premier League. 25 goals in 11 straight seasons. 40-plus goals for club and national team in 10 straight seasons. It's not bad for being 35 years old. Does that make him... Is he the greatest of all time for you? Can I get the Messi versus Ronaldo? Can I get all those people? Can I get you all fired up in the chat right now about this? I'm pretty sure I can. Ronaldo. All right, let's go to some more bad news. I don't know if you guys knew this or not. Pep Guardiola. Okay. He had his third successive away defeat for the first time in his career as a manager. Yes, I know he's got a heavy rotation, but does it matter when you have a team like Manchester City that are pretty much 22 to 25 players deep that should be able to compete with anybody? I guess between 17-18 season and 18-19 season, Man City dropped points in a combined 12 games. It's pretty good. This season alone, though, in 33 games, they dropped points in 12 games. So, just to give a shout out on that. Where does Pep go from here? How long does he stick with Man City? Doesn't seem like a guy that sticks around too long, but I feel like he wants to win the Champions League. Maybe if he wins the Champions League with Man City in this truncated version of the Champions League, that is what he's going to do. All right, let's get back to some bad news. Some good news. This is we'll keep it in Italy. Romelu Lukaku. Okay? So what I love about this, even though the team isn't playing particularly well, and we'll get there in a second, he's the first Inter Milan to score 20-plus Serie A goals in his first 30 games since the Brazilian Ronaldo, who did it in 1998. Yeah, chew on that. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, Manchester United fans. Maybe you got rid of him too soon. Maybe you didn't, though, because it feels like things are on the up and up with Manchester United. Now, this is the second time he's done that in his career, Lukaku. He did it with Everton, so that was good. I don't know. I just want to give him a shout-out. I like Romelu Lukaku. I follow him on Instagram. He's a cool dude. All right, let's get back to some bad news really quick. We have a lot. We have a lot to work through. But I knew that interview was going to go along with Nico, but I had to dig in there. I really wanted to know some more about what's going on. All right, let's get into this. I don't know if you guys saw this or not. Roma, Roma, Roma. My favorite Serie A club. Oh, my God. It's terrible. And Lazio, the two clubs in Rome, are just... They're not good. Oh, there's not that they're not good. But Lazio lost 3-0 at home to AC Milan, which has to hurt. Saw them slip to 7 points behind Juve, so congratulations to Juventus for winning the league. This is their second loss as Lazio, by the way. Second loss since the restart. They haven't kept a clean sheet since the restart. And as you guys know, defense wins championships, which is why Real Madrid's going to win the league, because they have the best defense that they've had in 32 years. Roma lost to Napoli 2-1, which is respectable. Napoli's a good side, but it's their third loss in 4 games since the restart. That's not a good look. They're currently in 5th. It looks like their hopes for top 4 are dead. And that hurts. You know, you just don't want your team, like the Europa League, I don't know. Anyway, they're 15 points behind 4th place Atalanta with 8 games left. It doesn't look good. I just don't see the Roma resurgence. But you know what? We're getting rid of our younger players and bringing in Pedro. That's going to solve all of our problems. Oh, my God. What are we even doing? What are we even doing? All right, let's go back to some good news. I need some good news in my life. And I say this reluctantly because I know they're playing in a little bit. But let's go to Arsenal. Okay? Arsenal In particular, this player, Bukayo Saka, celebrated his new contract with a wonderful volley, and Arsenal's 2-0 win. They've been on a good run of form since losing to Brighton. They have 4 wins in a row, 3 clean sheets in those 4. That means Bellerin has purchased 12,000 trees, so it's a good day for planet Earth as well. And then the backup goalie, who's been filling in for Leno, has been pretty tremendous, obviously. 3 clean sheets in 4 games. But this sets him up, I think, with some confidence, and we'll get to see him play against Leicester today after this power hour. They have Leicester, they have Spurs, they have Liverpool, and they got Man City in the FA Cup. So hopefully that'll give him a good run of form. It's Arsenal's like a tricky team, and Monty and Mike Kay will both be coming on to make that happen. All right, last one. We'll go to bad news. And this was interesting. It is, if I can find it, and I don't know where it went, but I'm just going to jump this on, actually. Let's just do this. I don't know if you guys saw this or not. I think it's part of bad news. Javier Tebas, the La Liga president, said, I think that football will return to what football once was once we find a vaccine. Maybe it'll take another year, but it'll go back to what it was with fans in the stadiums. He ends up saying, you can get down there, I'm convinced that within 3 seasons, or maybe a little less in my opinion, we'll be back to the kind of situation that we had been in. 3 seasons! That guy has a lot of info at his fingertips. He's saying it's going to take 3 seasons to get back to where we were. Wow, dude, the new normal, that is crazy. The new normal is crazy, but I respect his honesty with that. I think the vaccine, even when it comes out, is going to take a long time. And then, of course, the big question is, how do you distribute it? I think in this country, we know it's going to the very wealthy first, and it's going to trickle down from there, which, yeah, we don't need to get into that at the moment, but our system sucks. Our country's broken. All right, let's get to the team of the week. And actually, this is week with an A. I want to talk about Inter Milan, everybody, because, and I know I brought up Lukaku before, but what's interesting about Inter Milan was that this was supposed to be a 2-horse race, or at least it was before everything broke, or at least for the first 5-6 months of the season. Juventus and Inter Milan. Antonio Conte came back. He's put a lot of good things in place. Lukaku is blowing up. Everybody's doing well. And yet they figure out ways to lose. They again snatched a loss in the jaws of victory this past weekend. They were up 1-0 through Lukaku against Bologna. Okay, Bologna went down to 10 men. Lautaro Martinez, who's one of the most sought-after strikers and should be, he's very good, missed a penalty. And then Bologna, being down 10 men, scored 2 goals and won 2-1. So, really, the only realistic chance for Inter to get some silverware is in the Europa League. And if you're an Inter Milan fan, that must hurt. That must hurt. Okay, I'm done with this. It's time for halftime. When we come back, we're going to have Javier Hernandez is going to talk a little Barcelona. Hopefully he's still around. I told him we'd be on like 10 minutes ago. But I want to hear from the Orange Boys, so we're going to go to those guys first. And, yeah, I love these dudes. Take it away, guys. Have some fun.
Whew.
Hey, guys, you're on. Get after it. Or they're not on. They don't know that they're on right now. This is my favorite part. Okay. All right. Okay, here I am. Listen. I don't think they know they're on. This is my favorite part about it. The Orange Boys have no idea they're on. Let me bring Hudson. John Hudson was not ready, so let's bring him on. John Clementine, Monty Mandarin, and Michael Tangerine. Here you go, guys. Take it away. Go.
Is it us?
Are we
Yeah,
on?
they're on right now. I see Monty. Mike's on mute. I can't hear Mike.
I can't hear Mike either.
This
Man.
is
I
can't hear Mike either. I can hear you, Monty.
You guys are absolutely having a shocker.
Oh man. You want to talk about shockers? What happened to Nico Cantor earlier? That's a shocker. Man.
Too soon.
We're having shockers all over.
All right. We're on. John, you want to lead us here? You want to do this?
Yeah, you know what? It's the halftime oranges, baby. I'm John Clementine.
And I'm Monty Mandarin.
And that's Michael Tangerine, and you can't hear him for now, but together we are the halftime oranges. There we go. We all said it together. Now, the question we have today is obviously Jamie Vardy has 100 league goals now. Very exciting. Now, Jamie Vardy is having a party again for all the people who have scored 100 goals in the Premier League. Monty, who are you bringing as your +1, and what are you bringing for the snack?
Easy answer. Easy answer. I'm bringing mandarins. Easy answer. Duh.
Oh, right off the bat.
And I'm gonna bring my friend Henry. He's a great guy. He goes by the name
Oof.
Henry.
Okay.
Big fan of his. I mean, Vardy's great, but Henry, he's got a lot of talent, a lot of proof. And
Where's this guy from? I haven't heard of him.
He's from the east side of a country, somewhere over there. I don't know. His first name's kind of hard to pronounce. Actually, I think it's like Thyroid Henry. I think that's his name. He's a great player though. Great.
Sounds
player.
like you guys aren't really that great of friends.
We are friends. Don't question me, Mike.
You guys can hear me. Hello.
I can hear you.
I'm Michael Tangerine.
You're in.
I'm Michael Tangerine. I am in. I don't know what happened. Sorry.
He's on
Mike,
the
why don't you give
delay.
us your Jamie Vardy guest and the food you're bringing?
Oh, I'll start with the guest. And I'm not bringing him because he scored 1 goal in almost every 4 games he played in the Premier League for multiple clubs. He scored for almost every club he played for except Burnley. It is Peter Crouch. I'm not bringing him for that. I'm bringing him because he's a great dancer. We all know that.
He's going to cut a robot.
With a robot. He's going to dominate the dance floor, and it's a good time. But for a snack, I'm bringing these Ritz Crispin Thins that I bought a week ago, and I figured why go out and buy something for this event when I already have something unopened. Just bring it with me.
That's great, Mike. That's very economically sound.
Resourceful,
and,
Nice.
Just as Leicester's investment in Jamie Vardy has been. You know, they bought him from a non-league team back in the day, and now he's Mr. 100. So I'll give my one to close it off. I'm bringing Alan Shearer, obviously.
Of
He's
course.
the king. You can't have the party honoring the best Premier League scorers without the guy who did it in 4 seasons before he was 27. And that includes a few seasons in the first division before they rebranded to the Premier League. So I'm bringing him, and I'm bringing some Newcastle Brown. Why I man?
Hey,
Nice.
how do you feel about him as a manager?
We don't need to talk about him as a manager and how he got into a fight with Joey Barton, who's a very important player for the club, but also a huge asshole. It's very tricky.
Mike, if you want to talk about good managers, my buddy Henry is a great manager.
It sounds like you're not who is I just still don't know who Henry is.
We're good buddies.
Is it someone you played co-ed league with?
I wish. I wish. Actually, somebody's actually said it. Terry Henry. I think that was a Reds Rebel. Terry Henry. I think Reds Rebel does know him.
Okay.
Yes.
Terry Henry. He plays for the Houston Smashers, right?
Yes. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm familiar. Yeah.
We got shouts saying MLS.
Are you guys done? Are you guys done? Emil Heskey?
So.
If you want us to be.
Unless you want to
I see
This
Greg
is your
say
show.
Glenn Murray is the only correct answer here.
I didn't see him on the Wikipedia list, but respect.
Emil Heskey, Ruud van Nistelrooy.
Heskey, Robin Van Persie.
I don't know any of those guys.
Bob Van Persie.
Bob.
He's a good guy. We go to the yacht club.
BVP.
Hey, Jimmy, don't call me Heskey. I like to go with
Didier
Drogba.
Drogba.
I don't appreciate that.
Didier Drogba. How does he not make your what? Why would you not go with Didier?
No, these are just our +1s. They'll probably still be there, but these are our dates that we're taking.
Who we hang out with.
Even highly.
I just don't like Chelsea. I don't like Chelsea. I'm not gonna lie. I don't.
Chelsea is a B word.
Yes. Yes.
Hamburg legend Van Nistelrooy. All right, fellas. Thank you so much. The Orange Boys, everybody. Let's give them a shout out. Get those orange slice emotes in there for the Orange Boys. Mike, John, Monty, and if everybody else is just watching, I got something for you. It's really special. It's a gift from the Orange Boys to roll in the clip. Check it out.
Again, as Bruce alluded to before, I think Conrad Bocanegra is definitely a guy that has to be a major target on this play.
Number 4 for the United States. Lennon sends it in. The header, and it's into the back of the net. The United States strikes, and it's Jimmy Conrad. Jimmy Conrad finds the net. 1-0 USA. Jimmy Conrad, a late bloomer. He'll be 30 next Monday. A big goal in his career.
Well, I mean, you have such a game, a defensive game, the kind that he's had already tonight.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to the Power Hour. We're running a little bit behind due to some technical difficulties. I apologize for that. But let's take a look at the updated table. We are going to watch Arsenal take on Leicester. That game kicks off in about 25 minutes. No, excuse me, a half hour. As we can see, and as we just discussed, Manchester City struggling a little bit right now. Leicester This is a big one for them. Obviously, a huge one for Arsenal as well as they try to sneak into that 6th spot. Big game. I am turning 30 next Monday. Thanks for paying attention, Grang. Steezy, what's up? I did. That neck strength is something very, very special. But yeah, the table looks interesting. Bournemouth, Aston Villa, still trying to get in there. Maybe eclipse Watford, West Ham. Obviously, a big result over Chelsea not too long ago. Sheffield and Burnley, I didn't think I had them in my top 10. I look forward to going back and looking at my predictions for the Premier League once it all finishes, and I can see where I finish. I think I average, 5 out of the 20 I get exactly right. I think that's pretty good, all things considered. I didn't have Arsenal and Spurs that low, so that could be a problem. We'll see about that. Yeah, but while we're waiting for Rafa Hernandez to come on, I look forward to getting some more insight with him with regard to what's going on with Barcelona and really how to solve those problems at Barcelona. Again, I feel like every 6 months we hear from Leo Messi that he doesn't want to sign a new contract. He ends up signing a new contract. The guy's a one-club man. Where's he going? But I feel like he's got to flex a little bit just to make sure, squeeze the board to make sure they're signing players that allow him to compete at a meaningful level. I really worry about Barcelona post-Messi. What does that team look like? Who's stepping up? Ansu Fati, I think, is a terrific talent, but can he really carry it? I would be unloading. I mean, Neymar could come back, but he's getting older too. Would you go with Mbappe? I mean, I would. Who else is out there? Christian Pulisic? I laugh. The guy's on fire right now. The guy is absolutely on fire. So respect that in particular. All right, we're still waiting for Rafa to get on. I sent him a late email. I apologize to Rafa once he does end up showing up. Hopefully he doesn't miss it. But yeah, with regard to Barcelona in particular, it's I don't know. I don't know what the easy fix is. Right? They played good the other day against Villarreal. They looked excellent. Scored some very good goals. They look like they're enjoying themselves. I do feel like, even Nico talked about it in the MLS bubble, things get amplified and overblown when it's really not that serious inside the locker room or with the coaching staff and the players. Obviously, they want to win every game, and yeah, Lautaro Martinez is a good one, SS. So yeah, there's some issues, I think, with Barcelona and what you do moving forward with them. So, all right. Well, I don't know what's happening with Rafa right now. Hopefully he can pop on. But before we get him on, I actually want to throw it over to, a friend of the show. Hopefully he's ready to go. He's a correspondent. He's let me say it like this. He's unlike any correspondent that we've ever had before. Okay, he's got his own unique style. I think you guys are pretty familiar with him. I don't know if you necessarily agree with him per se on things, but I don't know why you shouldn't, right? I mean, he's a special guy. That's I don't know how else to explain it. He's just a special guy with a unique personality and I think a unique take on the game, and I think we should welcome him with open arms. You know him, you love him. It's Korey with a K. Yo, Korey, what's up, man? How are you? Good to see you.
I'm sick, and so are you.
Well, hopefully I'm not.
Not literally.
How are you using the word sick? Yes, okay. I don't know if that's the best choice of words right now, but I appreciate your enthusiasm.
Not in the pejorative sense, as they would say. I just learned that word.
Whoa, I was going to say, that's a pretty big word for.
I just learned it. I don't know if I'm using it right, but it sounds cool. Haha. Yeah.
Okay, so you're coming on not so much as a journalist this time around, and I use air quotes for that, journalist, but as my fashion police, because we're going to get into some of the top kits that have just dropped that are going to be, and we could argue Chelsea's already wearing one of them in particular. How excited are you to do this? I mean, I know you're into fashion.
Let me answer it like this.
What is that? Because that could be taken in a lot of different directions. That's all I'm going to say there. There's a lot of movement, hand-wrist movement there.
Someone showed it to me, and they look cool doing it, so I figured why not just try it. But if I were to use words, I'm feeling good. I'm excited. I love fashion. As you can tell, I just got back from Tokyo Fashion Week. Got a new scarf. Never changed this hat though. This is a mainstay. And yeah, I'm like ready to go. Let's talk some fashion. Drip.
Okay. Let's talk about some of the new kits that have been revealed. Chelsea, we're gonna start there. They're already wearing theirs. This kit has a number 3 on it, which you feel like should be on the back instead of the front. How are you feeling about this Chelsea kit in particular?
Well, I like it. It's clean. It's simple. I like the dark blue trim. That's not usually what they go with. They usually have the white trim. And I just like that it's going to confuse teams. You know what I mean? They all are wearing number 3 now. So they're going to be like, go mark number 3. And then be like, which one are you talking about, dude? There's 11 of them on the
That's
field.
fair. That's
fair. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good move from them. Also, I have no idea what the brand 3 is still. I tried to look it up. I don't know what they do. Do you?
I don't know what they do either. I have no idea.
Maybe
I do agree with you. I do like the navy blue trim though.
Maybe they're like it's the rule of thirds sponsor. That's a video joke for you video people out there.
Yeah, I'm not one of those people, so I don't know what the hell you're talking about. All right, okay. so there's a person in the comments, Korey, who says that does anyone else think that Korey's background looks a lot like Mike K's? And I just wanted to give you a moment to address that.
It also looks like Michael Tangerine's. We all live together. We're all homies. We pay rent. It's much cheaper to live with multiple people if you guys haven't hit that level of adulthood yet. You split the rent around. We don't all sleep in the same bed. I know you might be thinking that because we're like super tight and close, but no, we keep it casual. We all live together though. It's good. We go to the park. Go to the park sometimes. Yeah.
That's nice. I learned something new about you guys today. That's very nice. So let's talk about the next kit. It's Atletico Madrid's crossing guard kit. I don't know what else to say. Ooh. It's a third kit, I think, but definitely you might want to buy this if you like to run or ride a bike at night because I feel like you'll be seen.
Yeah, I like that. Crossing guard kits. They're essential workers, I would say. They help because sometimes I don't look both ways when I cross the road, so it's like they help me. They don't like to hold my hand sometimes. I ask them like, "Can I hold your hand?" Because I get scared, but they don't. But yeah. Anyway, I think that it's like super bright, and when they're gonna play against Atletico, they're gonna be like, "Oh, it's so bright, I can't see you." So I really like the color on that. And yeah, I mean that's like it's pretty simple. Past that, there's not really much going on. Oh, it reminds me of this highlighter party that I went to at Kappa Epsilon Gamma. That was sick, and that was the only highlighter party I went to. They usually have one every year, but I didn't make it past 1 year in college. So
I don't know why I don't find that surprising. Okay, so everybody in the comments, let us know. Do you like these kits? Do you not like them? Where do you feel on Chelsea? What do you feel on Atletico? What do you feel on Mike K's kind of scarf? Crap. Korey with a K. Sorry, I got you confused with somebody else that shares that background. Korey with a K's. What's the scarf? The scarf combo.
What is it? It's drip.
It's drip. Got it.
That's what it is. Check it out. It's
drip.
Hand wash. It's hand wash brand. Hand wash with cold water. Ever heard of it? Probably not. It's expensive.
All right, let's talk about the next kit.
Okay.
It's Juventus.
God, yeah.
It's a lot of stripes. It's
one of my favorites.
Yeah. Give me your initial instinct when you first saw this. What were your thoughts?
So I actually was in the production room when they made this one, and what they did was they took a white T-shirt and they collaborated with a couple motocross pros, and they said, "Hey, just drive over this white T-shirt with your motorbikes to make the stripes. We're going to be innovative. We're going to try to reach the X Games audience." And I think they get it across in that. The gold is interesting because they haven't won the league yet. Usually you wear gold after you win the league. But they're probably going to win anyways. That's neither here nor there. But I really like the tire treads. And there's 1, 2, 3.
What do you think about the gold trim on the side? What are you feeling that gold trim kind of up and down like the sides?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
It's cool. Yeah.
It is
stripes.
Cool. It is. Okay, it is. All right, let's go to another one that maybe is a little bit more suspect. It is this kit from Arsenal. Shout out to Footy Headlines for getting all this inside scoop and putting it out there. Emirates, it looks like a horror movie, ultimately, which maybe that's what speaks to Arsenal. They are a bit of a horror show. You don't know what you're going to get from 1 week to the next.
Facts. Yeah, that's facts.
That's facts.
Yeah, it's, kind of similar. Like, I'll give you some insight into the fashion industry. Not a lot of people know that I'm very heavily involved in certain aspects of the fashion industry. Usually you use different colored dyes to make the clothes different colors. I mean, A plus B equals C. You know what I'm trying to say? But with this, they used blood. And I thought that was a really interesting move. They just kind of took a paintbrush, dipped it in some blood, and spattered it. And it also looks like a piece of white meat. Like the little veins in the meat. It's not my favorite. I think it's very innovative and creative, and I'm all about creativity, positivity. But I don't know. I'm not too positive on this one. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. All right, let's go back to Italy then. This is. Oh, that didn't allow me to do that. Okay, cool. Thanks for nothing. I got to learn that move. Yeah, I mean, I assume since you're into fashion, you have a little Italian blood in you, Mike? Korey?
I do. Yeah,
Korey?
a little bit of Italian blood in me. Not on me like that Arsenal kit though.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, let's go back to Italy now. It's all 3 kits for Inter Milan, and there's no symmetry or harmony between all 3 kits. I'm on it. I'll just come out and say it right away. I don't like the home kit. I don't like the squiggly lines. I prefer their. Well, I don't know which ones are third and which ones are away, but I like the black. I like
It's
the
not
black
squiggly.
and gray.
It's zigzag. There's a difference that's disrespectful.
Okay, and then I don't like the tablecloth one so much. I like the one on the left, the black
So-
one with the gray and the yellow.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind the zigzags. I kind of like the third kit or the away kit. I don't know what I don't know which one they are. I like the blue collar in the front. I think that's pretty cool. Horizontal stripes. I don't know about that third one though. It gives me bad vibes because it reminds me of math.
That's true.
And I don't like math.
No, well, yeah. What did you study in your 1 year at college?
What'd you ask?
No. I mean, so we actually have Wegs and says that white kit looks like the floor, like a tile floor.
Okay, well that I
Like
appreciate.
if I'm gonna take a shower,
Okay.
that's what it would look like, and then the middle one would be like a towel that I'm using to dry off, and then the other one on the far left would be actually what I wore when I was done. That's kind of how I see it.
Yeah,
I
no,
agree
that's
that-
not too bad. Yeah, I kind of appreciate that, Wegs, because I get like a lot of anxiety around that kit because, like I said, it reminds me of math, and I just don't like math. But if I visualize it as a tile floor, I mean, bathrooms are cool. So yeah,
That's true.
appreciate that, homie. Yeah, what's up?
What's this? So queso or cheese is a myth says black one is amazing. Leon says this looks cool. Actually, I love the patterns. Seek and Destroy says blood on the jersey is greater than the zigzag design. What do you say to that?
Ooh. I don't know. I don't agree with it, but at the same time, it's art, baby. It's subjective.
It's
you know,
art.
like
It
someone's
is.
being
It is.
creative. You can't knock them for trying.
You can't.
So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But if I had to pick, probably the zigzags. I like the zigzags. I don't know why. There's no, maybe you don't need a reason to just change a classic design. But
Korey with the K, everybody. Korey, thank you so much. Hopefully, I'll get back on that school track and hit the books.
It's
Fashion.
Never too late. Maybe fashion school. I could go fashion school.
Never too late.
I got dreams.
All right.
Yeah.
You do have dreams, and I want you to follow those dreams. Korey with the K, everyone. Thank you so much for your time, as always.
Stay twisted.
Stay twisted. All right, now it's time for the Soccer Minute of appreciation presented by the Soccer Minute. Make sure you follow at @soccer_minute on Twitter and Instagram for all the good stuff, including my favorite, all of our fake quotes. Best of USA says, what about the new Barca kit? We only did 5. We will review more with Korey and any other fashion experts that we can find moving forward. Right now, we're going to start to transition. I don't think we can get Rafa on, unfortunately. I really wanted to take a deep dive into Barcelona, but maybe for the next Power Hour on Friday. I want to start to transition after the Soccer Minute of appreciation to our watch-along, Arsenal versus Leicester, to see if Arsenal can actually do the business, keep their good run going, or Leicester, can they hold on to that third position? I think everybody at this point expects Leicester to drop off. I'm not so sure. But before we get to that, let's get to the Soccer Minute of appreciation because it has been 10 years since Carlos Puyol, to the day, who scored the winner to send Spain to a World Cup final, where Andres Iniesta, one of my favorite all-time players, scored the winner against Holland in injury time. No, not injury time, in extra time. Tidy finish too, by the way. But I want to give a shout out to another center back who scored a big goal. He should roll that clip until the end of time, is pretty much what I'm saying. Wait. Hold on. Patriot, what? Chelsea escaped with 3 points. Okay, we're going to watch those highlights as we start to prep because I want to see what happened. I saw the Pulisic goal, but I need to see a little bit more. I need to see exactly what happened. Hold on. Wegs just says the most hated player in history, Carlos Puyol. I can't agree to that statement. Okay, hold on. Can we do a quick chat poll? Can we get into this? Who is your most hated player in the history of the sport? It's not Carlos Puyol. The guy wouldn't even be in my top 5. Okay, before we transition into the watch along, I need to know who your most hated player is. It cannot be Carlos Puyol. I think Sergio Ramos is higher up the list than Carlos Puyol for a lot of people. Most hated player. I mean, I know people get on other players. I mean, even Cristiano Ronaldo. Kimmich. Who said Kimmich? That's amazing. Somebody said Suarez, Oliver Kahn, Joey Barton, Diego Costa is an excellent one. Oh, man. Who else? Who else? I'm trying to think like old school. Who was hated? Who was a Dunga for Brazil? Any of those like bruisers? Roy Keane has got to be a hated player for a lot of people. I don't know if his punditry actually helps him in that capacity. Thierry Henry. Oh, Materazzi. Yeah. That's a good one. Lewandowski, Reds Rebels. That seems a little personal, though. I'm just talking like collectively. Zlatan? Would Zlatan go in there for a lot of people? Sergio Ramos? Yeah, that seems... Carlos Puyol wouldn't even hit the top 20. Blanco's a good one, cheapskate. Kevin Gamero, you'll see yourself out. Absolutely. Get out of here. Ashley Barnes, Paul Scholes. Oh, man. Osvaldo Sanchez. I actually kind of love Osvaldo Sanchez because he let me score against him. Dun-dun. Wow. Giroux. Okay, so coming in hot. Vinny Jones. That's a good one, Steezy. Oh, man. The chat is on fire right now. Roman Torres. I like that one. Fernando Torres seems like a player that a lot of people don't like. Gold Tooth Tony. Tony Adams? Is that who you're talking about? Or did I miss a joke? Oh, you're talking about